Hello and welcome to Lost Love Chronicles.
We need to talk. You creep, my wife Chloe screamed at me as she stormed into our living room. We need to talk right now. I looked up at her and gave her a weak grin. I'd sort of been expecting something like this, and I sort of deserved it, maybe. Well, what have you got to say for yourself, Colin? She shouted, the decibels threatening to leave the scale, when I didn't give her an answer. Cat got your tongue, has it? No, sweetie, I answered as calmly as I could. What's up? You know what's up, you cheating son of a bitch. Chloe ranted at me. I've just finished talking to Linda. Well, folks, that just about confirmed it. Her friend Linda and cheating in more or less the same breath didn't leave a lot of room for doubt. Like my wife, Linda was a hot little number except that her legs were maybe even longer and her tits definitely firm and bigger. I'd fancied her for years but till recently never dreamt that I'd ever do anything about it. Oh, that was all I could think of to say, though it hardly seemed to be adequate in the circumstances. So, you don't deny that you drilled her then? Would you believe me if I did? I tried, without too much hope. Of course, I wouldn't believe it, you idiot, Chloe growled at me. So, no point in me denying it then, I mumbled, avoiding her eye. What did she tell you? Everything. She told me everything. Everything. I repeated, a forced smile on my face. Did she tell you how many times I made her climax? How she screamed when she did? Shut up, Colin. She started to screech again. It's bad enough already and you're going to pay for this. Guess I'm not going to like that, am I? Damn right you're not going to like it, she carried on her tirade. If you think you can screw around on me, then I can do the same. What? I exclaimed, though her reaction to what I'd done was hardly a surprise. You don't mean? That's exactly what I mean, you cheating bugger, she interrupted. You screwed another woman, so I'm going to have sex with another man to get my own back. Probably several times, and you accept it, or I go see a divorce lawyer first thing in the morning. I guess you don't leave me a lot of choice, sweetie. I acknowledged the position she had me in. Damn right you haven't. My wife chimed in with a triumphant smile on her still beautiful face. Okay, Chloe, I muttered under my breath, only just audibly. I admit you've got me. I'll go for the divorce option. Well, I'm glad you can see. She started to say, clamming up as it dawned on her quite what I'd said. What? What did you say? Divorce, I repeated more confidently. I'll go for the divorce option, please. But you can't, she replied in a confused tone. Can, I informed her. But you can't, Colin, Chloe said again unhappily. I still love you, and don't want that. Well, I still sort of love you, sweetie, but you gave me the choice, and that's what I've chosen. But you can't, Colin, she repeated yet again, close to sobbing. I love our life together and don't want a divorce. All I want is a little revenge for you cheating on me. But you still can, Chloe, I grinned my best grin at her. If we're going to get a divorce anyway, then you might as well go and have sex with Tom tonight as you planned. What? Tom? How do you? Chloe spluttered, confused and totally astonished at my words. Yes, Tom, who you work with, I pressed home with. It was him you were planning to give it to, wasn't it? Well, was her very uncertain response. I guess it might have been him I had in mind. Well, I damn well hope so, Chloe, I stated, wagging my finger at her. I do hope that he's the only one you've been messing about with behind my back for the last couple of months. Couple of months, Chloe sobbed. How do you? How could you? How could I know, Chloe? I cut in, helping her out. You start wearing shorter skirts to work and coming home later and later? You cut down sex with me from 3 or 4 times a week to once every now and then. You come home with your tits flopping about, and I'm not supposed to notice that you've lost your bra somewhere. Oh, Colin, honey, she started to cry. It's not what it seems like. We've never actually had sex yet. I love you, honey. Chloe, I said firmly. I have to tell you that I put a recorder on our phone and I've listened into your calls to him, so I'm aware of what you have done and what you have not. One of your conversations that I heard was with Linda on Tuesday. I carried on. When she hadn't responded, tears welling up in her eyes as she saw her comfortable life collapsing around her. Cute move persuading her to seduce me to give you an excuse to screw Tom. Trouble is, of course, I was expecting it. But you went through with it, Colin. Damn right I did. I chuckled. I've always fancied a crack at Linda and I can assure you she didn't disappoint me. Maybe I'll have another session with her once this is all over. But doesn't that make us even, Colin? My wife pleaded, close to panic. Can't we drop the talk of divorce? Well, I ventured, stroking my chin thoughtfully. Are you prepared to ring Tom's wife right now and tell her what you two have been up to? Oh God, Colin, she pleaded. Don't make me do that, please. This time it's your choice, Chloe, I delighted in telling her. Okay, I'll do it, she caved in. And tell you company what's been going on. You might get the sack, but he's your boss, so he certainly will. Okay, she whispered, pleasing me no end that I just effectively wrecked Tom's life. And get Linda to seduce me again? I don't think she'll agree, Colin. She tried to get out of it. Oh, I'm pretty sure she will if you ask her nicely, I told her confidently with a grin, remembering that afternoon and the state I'd left the lovely Linda in, my grin widening when Chloe nodded her agreement. So, first of all, go ahead, send an email to your office right now. My eyes sparkled when she actually sent the email along with her resignation. That should make sure both will have their professional life ruined. Now, call Tom's wife. Can we skip that? I have already sent the email. She tried to bargain. Sooner or later, the news of Tom getting fired will reach his wife, so why delay the inevitable? She picked up the phone. I don't have her number. Let me help you with that. I took her phone and dialed the number. The phone rang twice and Susan picked up the phone. My name is Chloe and your husband and I are having an affair. Yes, that is correct. You already know that. How did you know? A perplexed Chloe hung up. How does she know about me? Chloe looked at me. I guess she is what you call beauty with brains and big tits. I smiled. How did you know her phone number? She sneered. That can be a conversation for a later date. I said, walking to my bag. Here, this is a gift for you. I handed the manila envelope. I had it draped with red ribbon for added effect. This has the divorce papers and the terms. I guess my request for a threesome would not be fulfilled, I think. I continued to push my luck. And I meant with Linda, not Tom. I'll do anything. Anything you want, but please don't end our marriage. At the end of the day, I found out that you held hands with Tom and bragged about it to Linda. You were so happy, just like a teenager. I knew it was over. That same day, I went to my lawyer and got the paperwork done. Gathered the evidence, and now, I am done. You cheated on me as well. I will drag you to court. Dry you out of every penny. Good luck with proving that you asked your friend to seduce and have sex with me. That does help your case. I laughed. Well, I have my bags packed and I am now running late. Susan will be waiting for me at the airport. We are going on a vacation to Bangkok. I'll be back, but not in this house. I gave it to you. So, you can now call Tom and even use the bed in the master bedroom. Since he will be out of his bed, I'll move in with Linda. At least that what we have planned is yet. I picked up my bags and said, I did love you, till you did. You were sleeping with that bitch too. You are a bad man, a bad man. Chloe screamed and collapsed as I walked to the door. Me a bad man? That reminded me of what one of my favorite pro wrestlers, late Scott Hall, once said. Hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do. Now for the second story. I'm John, married to Kate for 12 years with 2 amazing kids. Recently, I learned about her infidelity through a call from a guy named Mike. He revealed they'd been involved, and shockingly, Kate had been cheating on him too. Anger consumed me as Mike expressed his desire for revenge. In the heat of the moment, I lashed out, even threatening harm. Later, I realized we both shared a common betrayal. Now we wanted revenge. Against my better judgment, I agreed to help Mike catch my wife, Kate, with her third lover, whom we'll call lover number 3. Our plan was straightforward. Mike would keep tabs on Kate, and I'd confirm her movements when needed. After some digging, I discovered lover number 3 was a contractor named Dave, married to Sarah, a successful lawyer. I reached out to Sarah, providing evidence of the affair. Initially skeptical, Sarah eventually believed me and was furious. We decided to join forces for revenge. Mike continued monitoring Kate, and when she planned to meet Dave, Sarah and I orchestrated a surprise at their rendezvous point, a cabin by the lake. The day arrived, and Mike informed me that Kate was planning to meet Dave at the cabin that night. Sarah and I met beforehand, nervously going over the plan. There was a mix of anxiety and excitement. We were about to take control of our lives and confront the cheaters. As evening approached, Sarah and I drove to the cabin, where Mike joined us. It was the first time I saw him in person, and I couldn't bring myself to be civil. I kept my distance, fearing my rage might jeopardize the plan. We parked a little away and approached the cabin on foot, ensuring we wouldn't be seen. The anticipation was intense. We knew that if we pulled this off, it would be worth it. Dave and my wife were already inside when Sarah and I exchanged a nod, took a deep breath, unlocked the door, and stormed in. The moment had come to confront them and give them a taste of their own medicine. As Mike trailed behind us, we burst into the cabin to find Kate and Dave completely exposed and engaged in their affair. The shock on their faces was priceless. Kate's turned white as a sheet, and Dave's eyes widened in disbelief. They were caught, and there was no escaping it. But we weren't done. Sarah and I decided to add a twist to our revenge plan. I had prepped Mike for a physical confrontation, playing on his anger and betrayal. It didn't take much to push him over the edge, and soon, a fight erupted between Mike and Dave, both fueled by intense emotions. While they threw punches, I seized the opportunity to serve Kate with ironclad divorce papers that Sarah had helped me prepare. With the threat of losing everything, our house, kids, and her reputation, Kate's defeated expression as she read the papers was one of the most satisfying moments of my life. I instructed her to leave the cabin, away from the chaos inside. Sarah and I then reported a domestic disturbance, and the police arrived promptly. Both Mike and Dave were arrested for assault. After the confrontation, I made it clear to Kate that I didn't want to be around her. She had to arrange her own ride home, so she called her sister, but it took hours for her to arrive. During the time, Kate sat in the cabin, surrounded by the wreckage of her lies and betrayal, forced to reflect on the choices that led her to that moment. It felt like poetic justice, and I couldn't have been happier with the outcome. In the end, Sarah and I both achieved the revenge we sought against those who had hurt us the most. While the process wasn't easy or pretty, it was undeniably worth it. We supported each other through the divorce proceedings that followed. Although we never became romantically involved, we forged a bond that would last a lifetime. As for Kate, Mike, and Dave, they faced the consequences of their actions. Kate lost everything in the divorce, and her reputation in our small town was irreparably damaged. Mike and Dave spent time in jail for their actions that night. The chapter of betrayal and revenge came to a close, and Sarah and I could finally move forward, having found closure and justice. Dear listeners, please share your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.